Most people are never taught how to fight fairly. They were taught how to avoid conflict, win arguments, shut down, or maybe defend themselves. It becomes more about debate than understanding. But healthy relationships don't require less conflict. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to debate my partner really. They require better conflict. Today, we're going to talk about 7 evidence based rules for fighting fairly that draw from relationship science, ACT, and interpersonal neurobiology. Rule number 1, remember that your partner is not your enemy. It is you and your partner versus a problem. When conflict starts, most people become fused with a story. They don't care. They're selfish. I'm not important. Once this story takes over, the goal shifts from solving the issue to defeating the other person. So fair fighting would look like naming the problem together, staying on the same side of the table emotionally, and asking, what are we trying to solve? The problem is the problem. My partner is not the problem. Rule number 2, soft startup, not sharp. So the Gottmans talk about soften startup all the time. The first few minutes often predict the outcome of the conversation. So if we can set ourselves up for success by softening our startup, why not? An unfair start might sound like criticism, blame, accusations. You never listen. You always do this. How come you? A fair start could state what happened, express your feelings, and ask for what you need in a statement that is a question, a positive request question. So I've been feeling overwhelmed lately, and I really love more help with the evening routine. Would you be willing to sit down and talk about that? Ta-da! So this is actually being direct, but it's also being quite vulnerable because we're saying this is what we're feeling, this is what we need. That can feel very vulnerable for some people. Being critical is often an attempt to avoid vulnerability. So keep that in mind. If you notice that you're going to the critical side, what are you protecting? Rule number 3, make room for difficult feelings instead of acting them out. Many conflicts escalate because people try and get rid of uncomfortable emotions. Anxiety becomes control. Hurt becomes criticism. Fear becomes defensiveness. Shame becomes blame. So fair fighting looks like noticing what you're feeling. Can you allow that feeling to be there without it, like I normally say, driving the bus? And can you choose your responses intentionally? Thinking to yourself, what am I feeling underneath my reaction right now? And how do I want to show up in this situation? When we regulate our emotions instead of discharging them onto others, our thinking brain stays online. Okay? That allows you to have those intentional responses. Rule number 4, stay curious about your partner's world. Healthy relationships require integration, which is the ability to hold both your experience and your partner's experience simultaneously. 2 truths. We've talked about that, right? So fair fighting looks like, help me understand. Tell me more. What does this mean to you? Curiosity requires a bit of flexibility. Rigidity says, I already know why you did that. And flexibility says, there may be something I don't yet understand. So remember that understanding is not agreement, but it does allow you to create that integration because you can fully understand your partner's experience and maybe you fully understand your own. And so you can be curious and hold their experience simultaneously. Rule 5, don't fight to be right. Fight for your values. So when we look at acceptance and commitment therapy, we can look at a deep exploration of values-based action. What kind of partner do I want to be right now in this situation? Not how do I win? How do I show up as maybe the things that are important, being loving, honest, respectful, courageous? So what is important here is, 1, do you even know what your values are? How do you want to be as a partner? if you don't know them, you can't orient to them. So that might be something to kind of sit with for a moment. And when we are showing up in that way, being right is not as important as being connected or searching for the solution. So a value-based partner will tell the truth even when it's uncomfortable because they're coming from a place of values. They'll take responsibility, they speak respectfully, and they listen before responding. Those are all great ways to fight fair. Telling the truth, take responsibility, speak respectfully, and listen before responding. So you can ask yourself, if someone watched this conversation, would they see me acting according to my values? Or would they see me taking my feelings out on my partner? Rule 6, take a break before your nervous system takes over. We've talked about this a bunch of times as well, this concept of flooding. So when we become physiologically flooded or overwhelmed, your heart rate increases, listening decreases, defensiveness increases, problem solving goes away. You might notice your body feeling tense, your palms getting sweaty, mouth going dry. So when we're fighting fair, it would be saying, hey, I need a break. Let's come back in 30 minutes. Remember, the goal is not to avoid the discomfort. It's to create enough space to respond intentionally, back to values, rather than react automatically. It's always important to return to the conversation. Absolute must. Otherwise, it's going to look like avoidance and your partner is going to feel a little like you ran away, right? Pause is healthy. Avoidance is not. Rule 7, end with repair and connection. We've talked about this before as well. Successful couples are not couples who never hurt each other. They're couples who repair effectively. So think about people who are dancing. If you step on somebody's foot, you're going to say you're sorry. You don't intend to hurt your partner. It was an accident. We sometimes do that with our words as well. So an example of repair could be, I didn't handle that well. Can I try again? Let's start over. I know we're both trying. Or maybe just, I can see your point. So repair is an act of love and an act of commitment. You're choosing the relationship even after a difficult moment. So connection is often built in the repair, not in the perfection of relationship. Fighting fairly doesn't mean never getting angry. It doesn't mean always saying the perfect thing. It doesn't mean saying everything the way that some professional person told you. It means learning how to stay connected while working through your differences. So again, it's not about proving who's right. It's about helping two imperfect people move toward their shared values and goals while staying connected to each other. The next time conflict happens, ask yourself, am I trying to win this argument? Or am I trying to become the kind of person that I want to be in this relationship? Take care of yourselves and each other.